Mark Avallone, president of Potomac Wealth Advisors. Mark, good morning. Good to see you.
Good morning.
All right, so we've got to remember last week we saw the S&P, the NASDAQ hit new records. I want to focus on the dollar for just a minute, something we haven't talked a lot about here on the show. Are you worried about the dollar's rise again, up about 3% year to date?
No, we're actually not, because it was only a few months ago that we were talking about inflation being public enemy number one, and we think that the movement in the dollar only helps Jerome Powell with his efforts to tame inflation. So sure, for our international allocations, it's a bit of a drag, but overall, we think that this is a positive on the inflation front.
All right, you think it's a positive on the inflation front. I want to get your take on the markets. Just earlier in the show, we hit on a new note from Goldman. They basically see 5,200. They're keeping that their price target, but there's a scenario where they see mega cap tech power in the markets to 6,000. Agree or disagree with that take?
Well, I don't know about the exact number, but we're not abandoning technology. I think it's just way too important everywhere in the economy. It's not just tech companies right now. If you're not a tech-enabled company, you're likely losing ground to competitors. So we think this continued ingenuity and development in innovation coming out of Silicon Valley and other places is here to stay. It's a perma-trend. We don't think it's low valuation, of course, so you want to be careful where you go, but we think that you have to be in technology if you're looking into the future.
All right, so you're all about technology. You agree, at least in the sentiment, with the Goldman Sachs. You don't see, you don't know if it's a 6,000 S&P, year-end number or not, but you agree with the overall thesis. At the same time, though, you're one of the people that's come on the show really bullish on small caps. I want to show you a chart. Small caps, underperforming the S&P equal weight, the S&P. Everybody continues to be really bullish on it. What is the situation that you see that's going to move them higher? Because for some of the estimates that people have out there, they would have to move significantly higher to really achieve.
Well, we go back to valuation matters. And if you look at some other charts, which I could show you, if you buy stocks at high premiums, the subsequent returns are muted relative to when you buy them on an inexpensive basis. And I know we've been saying that about some other trades, and it hasn't really panned out. But I think at this point, small caps, there's a lot of activity in the biotech sector, which is in small cap. There's some technology companies in small cap. We're also looking for catalysts of M&A in small cap. We think the FTC is really clamped down on mergers, but these are going to fly a little below the radar. And we think that eventually, when the Fed lowers rates, and we do think they're going to slightly lower this year and rates will eventually come down, small caps will be poised, and the valuation that you can pay for a small and mid cap portfolio is far more attractive than a large cap growth portfolio.
All right, a lot of people looking for a big rise in small caps. Again, back to that chart we showed, month to date, small caps continue to underperform, even as we've seen a broadening of the market. Something we'll have to watch. Mark Avallone, always great to see you. Thank you very much.
Good to be here.